Okay, good morning. Welcome to Today the Races here at Laurel Park. I'm Stan Salter. There's Keith Fuel still out by the historic Laurel Park paddock. Big Saturday card to get to. We're on the turf. Main track's muddy. Turf rated good. Big fields today. Nice carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6. I like the early Pick 5 today. I like a big price on top in race 4 today, Keith. We'll get to all that, but let's talk about the highlights from yesterday. We had a nice maiden special weight for the 2-year-old fillies going a mile on the turf in race 5 yesterday. I believe we have that video spotlight. Eric, I'm sorry I forgot to ask you about that, but I think Phil got that yesterday, the video spotlight. Here we go. Here's the 5th race from yesterday. Michael Matz had 2 nice first-time starters in there. The 3, Line Dancing by Speightstown, and the 5, Momentita by More Than Ready. And Matz, a big 1-2 finish in the feature yesterday, Keith.
Yeah, both of them just came ready to roll. We had a little rough on Matz with the stat that I had given out with the 2-year-old firsters going along on the grass. But I'll tell you what, these 2 did not disappoint. Emerged from the field in their own little match race the last 70 yards. But I tell you, both of them, strong effort. Line Dancing, I mean, clearly best, in my opinion. She sat the trip inside, shifted out, really wasn't worked on terribly hard. Was a fool. We talked about it on the show, a fool to a really good horse in Fredericksburg. I mean, both of them well-bred fillies. Their futures really look bright. Line Dancing looks really good.
Yeah, sure. Well, last year we had a 2-year-old Maryland-bred filly named Sharing that did some well on the turf here at Laurel Park. She won the Salima, then went to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Turf and won. Was last year's Maryland-bred Horse of the Year. So maybe some big things to come from Line Dancing and Momentita. Maybe we'll see Line Dancing in the Salima. So that was there's a nice press release about both those Matz fillies that ran 1-2 yesterday in the 5th race. Check out the press release from yesterday about Friday's action. All the press releases cover all the action. You can read about Wonder Where Craig is going in the Amsterdam up at Saratoga today for Brittany Russell. She also has Hello Beautiful going to the Grade 2 Priors. You can read about Trevor McCarthy. He's sidelined this week, and hopefully he's back next week. And a nice press release about Line Dancing yesterday. So that was all yesterday. Jockey Jevion Toledo, he had a 2-win day, but Caramanos, he won the last race. So there's a tie atop the jockey standings. Horacio Caramanos and Jevion Toledo, your leading riders, both tied with 33 wins for the big summer meet. The Bug, Charlie Marquez, your 3rd leading rider with 27 wins. And then you have Pimentel, Cruz, and Russell with 20 wins. So it's going to be a tight jockeys race down to the finish here, Keith.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a really good jockey colony. It's a shame we got a couple guys on the bench with some injuries, would even make it more interesting. But everybody, pretty capable in that jocks room. And I tell you, Stan, the highlight of the day yesterday, come on, giving out that late pick 5 for $3,200. So I mean. I know we've got no fans here, but when they get back, maybe a little tip jar is in order. We can throw that out here for you and Tim and myself, and maybe we can get some lunch one day.
Well, I was due for a bust-out day. It's been a little cold this summer, tough handicapping this summer with all these horses coming back off the layoff. But, it was a $40 late pick 5 ticket yesterday. My single was Cannon's Roar.
Oh.
Cannon's Roar, what a nice claim that was for Taking Risk Stables and Dale Capuano. Dale Capuano's done a phenomenal job with the Maryland-bred Cannon's Roar. Hopefully we'll see him maybe in the Maryland Million Turf this fall if everything goes well. So Cannon's Roar was my single. And then the Line Dancing was a $12 horse to kick it off. I think what made the ticket, and we probably knocked the price down on the horse, the Cairo Kid. The Cairo Kid in race 7 yesterday was a monster favorite. He went off like 4-5. I had the horse on top, the blinkers on. He ran a big race going 7 furlongs. He'll win going 6 furlongs next out. But he went off 4-5. And that led the second best horse in the race on paper was stepping up from the maiden 25 into that maiden 40, and that was the horse that won first off the claim for Carlos Mencia. That horse paid a big price, and the 4-5 favorite got beat. So I think that's what made the late pick 5 pay big yesterday.
Agreed. A lot of people just went ahead and singled that horse, and I was a little surprised to see Royal Thunder creep up to 8-1. He's been a little bit of a teaser, but I think against that field he warranted a little bit more play. But congrats again, Stan. Great job. Way to construct the ticket. You did that. Cannon's Roar was a horse we all kind of liked. Right. Charlie Marquez, another great ride. Just tucked up. We said it was going to be like a trotter race, right? Just sat in a little pocket trip, shifted out and got the job done. Dundalk, very strong off the layoff,
Sure.
though. He needed that race. He'll move up off of that.
Yeah, all right, so Marquez, he won 2 yesterday. Let's talk about the Stronach 5. Last Friday, it paid $47,000. Big number yesterday in the Stronach 5. Keith, I was 3 out of 5 in the Stronach 5. I had all 3 Laurel Park legs A, C, and D. I didn't have the 10-to-1 shot in leg B at Gulfstream. That horse paid $23, and I didn't have the $9 winner at Golden Gate, but I had the Laurel Park winners. $18 horse. That was the Carlos Mancia horse to kick it off. Went off 8-1 Royal Thunder. So a big payout once again. 5 winning tickets for the Stronach 5. Paid over $27,000. You hear any gossip? Anybody? Any of our friends hitting these big Stronach 5s? Anybody you know, Keith?
I did not get any word on this one. We do know some people that have taken it down, but yeah, I mean, like you say, Stan, doing great. You gave out all 3 winners there at Laurel, so yeah, we should know the home track. It's a little tough sometimes. We kind of venture away from here, and we've got to look at a Golden Gate, a different surface,
Right.
Gulfstream. So we've got to lean a little bit on our guys at those tracks as well and come up with a good team ticket. But great job again. And, yeah, let's look at this card, Stan. This is a good betting card. We talked about it Thursday, this whole weekend.
Yep.
You had a slew of opportunities for some value, and it's going to happen again today.
All right, well, let's show you. We have a nice carryover in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That's going to start race 4 on the 9-race program. A little shy of $4,000 for that Pick 6 carryover. Tim Tulloch, he'll have a ticket for that. You like the middle Pick 4 starting in race 4. I like both Pick 5s. The early Pick 5 I like the best today because I like a big price on top in race 4. You can study our tickets on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, let's show you the track and weather. We're going to be on the turf, so we're going to see some true turf horses this afternoon. Main track muddy. We had some rain overnight, maybe some more rain in the forecast this afternoon. The turf course needed some rain, so the turf course looking beautiful. Instead of a real rapid, fast, firm turf course, it'll be a good turf course, so it has a little bit of give in it. So I think that'll be a nice, fair playing turf course today, and horses that really love the turf, they love a good turf course. They love a little cut in the ground, so that's what we have this afternoon here at Laurel.
Yeah, let's get through this. Absolutely.
First Bet, you can watch and bet all the action with First Bet. New signups, use that promo code Sportive Kings to get the $10 credit and up to a $500 bonus. You get the bet, watch live video, and watch replays from more than 300 tracks on First Bet, so don't miss any of the action. We're a week away from Kentucky Derby Day next Saturday. Good luck to Tiz DeLaw. He had his final Derby tune-up this morning. Looks like everything went well up there at Saratoga for the Kentucky Derby. Heavy favorite Tiz DeLaw 4-5. Next weekend's going to be a big weekend as well here at Laurel Park. You can watch Tiz DeLaw in the Kentucky Derby at all the OTBs and on your favorite ADWs. We're going to have a big monster card next Saturday. 4 $100,000 stakes next Saturday. Then live racing Monday, Labor Day. We're going to have 5 $100,000 stakes on Labor Day, including the Federico Tessio, a win, and you're in for Preakness 145, and the Weber City Miss, a win, and you're in for the Black Eyed Susan. So 9 $100,000 stake races coming at you next weekend here at Laurel Park. Preakness Prep Weekend a week away. Nominations are out, and some nice horses nominated next weekend, Keith.
Absolutely. I'm telling you. A little different this year, right? We should be at Timonium today. I'm thinking going in here, it's things, throwing us a major curveball. Hopefully we'll be back at the Big T this time next year. But, man, lots in store for you next weekend here at Laurel Park.
All right, let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off that popular early pick 5. Mandatory payout on the early pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Let's take a look at my ticket, a $48 ticket. I couldn't come up with a single, but let's go right to race 4. Race 4 is going to be one of the features of the day. A maiden special weight for 2-year-olds going a mile on the all along. Beverly Steinman and Dougie Fout. They have a monster in there. The 8 Elusive, going to be a big price. Jorge Riaz will ride. It probably should be. The connections don't win that much, but we know these connections, all they do is breed quality horses. Keith, probably should be 30, 40 to 1. But I'm sure you saw this horse, Dan Illman from DRF. I'm sure saw this horse a mile away, and I'm sure everybody knows the second dam Coal Star.
Oh yeah.
So you have the horse 20 to 1. That's probably about right. 15. I'd like to get 30, 40 to 1. I got 45 to 1 on Plebe for Steinman and Paul Fout way long time ago. Remember Plebe with Alberto Delgado at 45 to 1?
Oh yes.
I gave him some college money that day, so I probably won't get 45 to 1 on Elusive, but 20 to 1 that'd be okay on the 8 and race 4.
Let's just say the whole press box had Plebe that afternoon, Stan. I think paid over $100, and little second time out. We won't say what happened in the first, but yeah.
Yep, second time out. Alberto Delgado. I had $5 across the board. Helped me make rent, I think, that month. I think I still had to borrow a couple hundred off Wolf. That was college. All right, so here we go. Race 1. Race 1, we're on the main track. We're going 6 furlongs on a muddy track here this afternoon, so you kind of have to adjust the handicapping, see what horse is liking off track. Race 1, a nice $25,000 starter allowance, 3 and up. Never won 2. I go with Hugh McMahon and Jevion Toledo with the 1 top, or you have the favorite on top here as well. This horse in razor sharp form since Hugh claimed the horse last September. Claimed this horse off Steve Asmussen for $25,000 down at Churchill. Gave the horse some time, brought it back opening weekend here at Laurel Park, ran a couple big races on the turf. The last time on the main track, early July, a big second behind Cams Carter, who would come right back to win. The show horse from that race would come right back to win. And then an okay third last down. That was going 2 turns on the turf, so I love to cut back to 6 furlongs today. I'm not crazy about the inside post, but you get the best rider. You get the leading rider here, Toledo. He'll navigate a good trip here on the 1, Talbot.
I certainly do believe that. This horse is in very good form right now. 6 furlongs and trying it off track for the first time, which shouldn't be an issue at all for Talbot. I mean, 7 on the rocks.
Hit it one time with the video. We'll talk over the video. I'm sorry. I should have thrown to the video, Keith. Keep going.
Okay, go right ahead.
Interrupt you. Here we go. Well, I'm sorry. What were you saying, Keith?
Oh, just talking about the off track. This horse should handle it, no problem whatsoever. This afternoon, you're looking to bring Bodemeister flatter on the bottom side, but Tauber's a horse. Cams Carter was really good right now. Went up, I think, around a lower 80 in a starter. But this horse running well, holding good form, very willing to the wire. 7 on the rocks is quick too. It'll be interesting to see. Holy Saint comes out of that maiden score we had last time. Everything, the blinkers, the gelding, new barn, you name it, was right to the front. But he's going to have to deal with, I think, a little bit more speed up front with him today. Tauber should get a great stalking trip. Kickstarter's, though, horse has had some trouble. Might rally in from far back to pick up a piece and maybe boost that exacta. So 1-4 for me.
You get Victor Carrasco on the 4 Kickstarter. Good to see Victor Carrasco back in the winner's circle yesterday. That was his first win back after being sidelined a little bit this summer. So Victor Carrasco, he's one of our top riders. He's been a leading rider before. Good to see him back in the saddle. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 2, we're on the turf to kick off the early pick 4. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Dahlia turf course with the rail at 52 feet. We kick off the rolling super high 5 with that low 15% takeout in race 2. Let's take a look here. It's a nice 16,000 starter allowance for 3 and up. Optional claiming $25,000. The Dahlia turf course, the outer turf course rated good. We have a video spotlight. We both have the 5 Oak Bluffs, the 10-year-old, all class. Oak Bluffs, all class. Let's take a look at his 21st career victory. Coming off the layoff, didn't phase him a bit. No. Here we go, late July. Here comes the 10-year-old. What was he, 5 wide at the quarter pole? He's last. Doesn't matter once he gets rolling. Look out, Oak Bluffs, very impressive last out. Right back in here for the same condition. Charlie Marquez, 2-win day yesterday. Toledo and Caramano's your leading riders, but look out, this Bug Boy, 6 wins behind you. He's riding well. He's getting weight off on live horses, and he's on the favorite here, Oak Bluffs.
Yeah, Charlie riding very well right now. Getting back to the beginning. This is when we started off to the break. Maybe a little rush. Just shaking that off, and he's riding as well as he can ride. At Oak Bluff, you see that the old pro didn't have to navigate, through a whole lot of traffic. That race is shorter field, but he just drafted up into the position off a contested pace. He's going to get some speed to target today. He knows where the wire is. He'll sustain a run. Oak Bluffs here for Mary Epler.
All right, the 2 Coop tries harder. Trevor McCarthy off his mounts today. We hope he gets better. Make the rider Victor Carrasco on the 2 Coop tries harder for trainer Jane Sabelli. Congratulations to Jane Sabelli. She's a survivor. She's a very good turf trainer. And this horse has been off form, though, the last 3 races. Ran a huge race last April down at Gulfstream with a 95 buyer. Then tailed off. I had a couple troubled trips. Was wide, and then had a horror show of a trip at Monmouth. And forget about the dirt race last out. But this is a classy horse on the turf. Has a little early speed, not too much. Might get a little bottled up on the inside, but hopefully Carrasco gets a good trip here on the 2.
Yeah, he's a horse I think might have taken a little bit more money with Trevor. I had him line at 3 and was kind of right between favoritism between he and Oak Bluffs. But now you've got Carrasco, a very capable rider as well. I think you're going to get, if you like Coops Tried Harder, I think you're going to get maybe a little bit more value here. But interesting, is he going to bring enough finish? That's the key for me, Stan. He's running against good horses, but he's kind of that last 16th of a mile is a question mark for him. 7 Gems gets kind of free run right from the outside, pretty speedy kind of a horse, and I think all the way to Cairo is going to bring speed here with the X-Man for Joan Reynolds. Those two are going to set an honest pace. I think Oak Bluffs rallies into it. Tricky horse. The horse has been a long time since a win is Clever Triad here for Ann Merriman. Off of 2 trips, questionable trips, off the return, October to July, you see that short comment steady at the half, but close some ground against a very good 3 other than group. Then was hung out. Parked 5 wide was the shorter comment when I went in there into the chart at Colonial against an okay group. Shorter field here. I think he'll set up and move up in behind horses top of the stretch. May need to find a seam, but I think he can make an impactful run. And he never gets really played a lot. So I think there is going to be some value here for Clever Triad. 5.819 for me. He's a one wild dude. Ran very big on the turn back last time out.
I'm 4 deep with the 1, 2, 3, 5 in this race for the early pick 5. I don't use the 8 or the 9, but they're both dropping in classes. Both dropping in class for top connections. Clever Triad a couple years ago won an open allowance condition here at Laurel sprinting on the turf. You get Toledo on the 8, Clever Triad. So a tricky little turf sprint here. Race 2, let's turn the page here. Race 3, we're going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming 5,003 and up. The old-fashioned wide-open nickel here. Hammer's Vision, what a nice claim this was for Dale Capuano and Super C Racing. Claimed the horse last February for 8,000. He got beat 10 lengths that day. We come back after the shutdown opening weekend. Big win that day, and then he's won 3 in a row. So he's won 4 or 5 since the claim. They've made a bunch of money. Charlie Marquez will ride today. You're getting weight off. This horse has early speed. Get a sharp break and try to get right to the front here, Charlie, on the 1 Hammer's Vision.
Loves an off track. Look at that record, too, Stan. 4 for 9, a second and 2/3. He just does what he needs to do. I mean, positional speed. He's back against Tambora. They've kind of taken turns beating each other. Tambora, his best thing, maybe just go ahead and go and try to steal this race on the front end. But if Hammer's Vision comes away fairly clean, I think he will be able to engage him by the time they hit the top of the stretch. Smoking Hot Factor, though, this horse has held pretty good form. Jumped up off the claim to open 8s out of that condition win for the nickel. That wasn't a bad race with some trouble. Gets maybe a little bit better group, Stan, when you really break it down. Smoking Hot Factor, second time here for Pat McGill. Drops a little weight. You got Corojo. I think with a good break, this is another one. Can move up into position, a kind of a striking spot, top of the stretch, and maybe wear down the speeds in this shorter field.
All right, let's talk about the 2 real quick. Odds on, make the rider Horacio Caramanos on the 2 odds on. First off the claim today for trainer Kieran McGee. You have a stat here for the McGee barn and odds on. Here we go.
Well, he's pretty dangerous off the claim year in and year out, especially here when he runs them back for a nickel. How about this? Last 3 years on the Laurel dirt. Gone 10 for 23, 43%, 20 for 23 in the money. First off the claim and back in for the nickel. Odds on, a horse just tossed the last, was completely unprepared. He can bring speed to the table. First time for the barn, freshening and right back for the 5. Be interesting what kind of ride he gets if he wants him to just go ahead and send. I might like to see him just take it right to the front.
All right, so we both like the 1 Hammer's Vision. We like the same horses there in race 3. Let's turn to race 4. Race 4 is going to be one of the features of the day. Some real nice 2-year-olds here in race 4. We kick off the Rainbow Pick 6 in this race. There's the carryover, a little shy of 4,000. Tim Tulloch has a ticket for the Rainbow Pick 6. That's on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Also, we kick off the middle pick 4 in race 4. Keith, you have a ticket for the middle pick 4. Let's check it out.
Yeah, this one could pay huge, especially if they beat my single in race number 6. He's going to be about should be right about 1 to 2. That's the Sanchez Salomon Ragtime Susie. But let's look at the first leg here. Race number 4. 4, 5, 6, 9. Got to go 4 deep. You can even go deeper. This is a tough race to get you started. Race 5, 2 makes no sense. The 14 and 15 in there. Singling, Ragtime Susie. I kept trying to, somehow try to beat her. I mean, this is not really the move. He hasn't been successful with these kind of droppers, but I just could not unearth an upsetter in there. Maybe you can. Race 7, 3, 4, and 12. I like Joseph today in the 7th race to make a run.
Yeah, Joseph's nice. Yeah, I've seen him a couple times in the morning training. The bigger-looking black horse, second off the layoff today for Joseph. I think he runs a big race, too. I couldn't get around Toledo and Ragtime Susie either in race 6. I have them on top. They look like a real strong favorite there in race 6.
Yeah, Stan, I had to save some money, too, Stan. Because you're looking at this 4th race. I forget how deep you went in your early pick 5, but lots of ways to go here in this 2-year-old race going long.
Yeah, this is going to produce some nice horses. Let's take a look here. Race 4 going a mile on the all-along rated good. The all-along no rail setting. That's the inner turf course. Maiden special weight for 2-year-olds. Take out the 2 and the 3. My top pick here, the 8 Elusive, a first-time starter for trainer Doug Fout and owner-breeder Beverly Steinman. This operation has been together for a long time. Steinman and Dougie Fout, Dougie's father, Paul Fout, trained for Beverly. Paul Fout is the one who trained Plebe, that big long shot winner we were talking. I think it was back in the late 90s probably when Plebe won at 45-1. So forget about the works and the times. They're nothing special, but like Marty McGee says, time only means something when you're in prison. Let's talk about the breeding here. This is a new stallion here, Mahal Walsh, a young $10,000 Medaglia d'Oro sire. Now, you saw that Delacour filly a couple days ago, Arrest Me Red. She was by Medaglia d'Oro. She won first out, sprinting on the turf. Let's talk about the dam, the Dynaformer dam, Dynaverse. Now, she was 0 for 4, but they kept her well protected. All 4 races were maiden special weights going long on the turf. A couple of those races were up at Saratoga. She ran okay. I think she got up into the 70 buyers, but the second dam was a rock star, Cole Star, trained by Paul Fout. She was 11 for 18, made over $1 million. She was a multiple graded stakes winner. She won the Grade 1 Flower Bowl at Belmont, going 1.25 miles on the turf with a 105 buyer speed figure. This new stallion here, Mahal Walsh, that was a Pletcher horse. He was 8 for 24, made over $2.4 million. He was a Grade 1 winner on the turf and dirt. Ran a 106 buyer speed figure. Couple siblings here for Elusive. One of them, a 5-year-old by Gio Ponte, was 2 for 9. Both wins going long on the turf. That horse made $70,000. Then there's a 4-year-old that's 0 for 4. That's a little knock. But the second dam was all-class Cole Star, and I think Mahal Walsh is going to be a nice young stallion for turf and dirt horses. Jorge Reyes will ride the 8 Elusive. What kind of price you think I can get on this first-time starter, Keith?
I think you're going to get. I mean, this is a barn that hasn't drawn a ton of play in the last couple of years. You should get double digits. You might get an early tell early. Somebody might go ahead and jump in, and money will follow. But I'm thinking anywhere 15, 20 to 1.
Okay. Yep. All right. So the 8 Elusive, my top pick. The 6, I didn't get to the 6. House Impeachment's going to be a big price. Pimentel and Trombetta for this colt by Constitution, the hottest sire in the country right now.
Yeah, Constitutions, they've been fine. We talked about the other day, 2-year-olds on the turf, about 16, 17%. That's going along. This horse, it's a half to no-mo lady who's kind of gotten into very good form, going longer on the turf. I think actually might have gone out to Indiana and run big in a stakes race out there. So the mare was good, 3 for 6 on the turf. Off slow 4 wide, the commented. Colonial, well, the blinkers now go on stretching out. I think the distance is what she wants. Trombetta with the blinkers, 2-year-old, first-time blinkers the last couple of years. 8 for 36 with an ROI of 328. On the turf, he's 3 for 11. With this kind of move. This is a sneaky kind of horse stretching out. Should handle a route of ground, and you're going to get a price on the 6 House Impeachment.
Yeah, sharp 3-furlong workout right here at Laurel, August 25th. So top connections, big price, good breeding here on the 6 House Impeachment. This is a real nice race. Let's talk about one of the favorites here, the 9 Depository by a freshman sire here in Maryland, Mosler up there at Country Life. Mosler was a stakes winner on the turf and dirt I believe. Laurel Glazier and trainer Cal Lynch, they're having a big summer. They're hitting at 36%. Depository ran a real big race in debut. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
August 7th, maiden special weight, sprinting on the main track. Got shuffled at the half-mile poles. The one horse gets shuffled there, but overcomes that and is going to manage a real big second this day at 14-1 behind Ain't the Beer Cold.
Ain't the Beer Cold. Chuck Thompson, right? I tell you, this horse ran awfully, awfully good. Obviously went right into the stable mail after this performance. Interesting to see. They're going to go ahead and decide and go for the turf. But, yeah, trouble early. Shuffled at the half. Comes in between horses here, top of the stretch. A little bit green, Stan. Still just no experience there in debut. But, man, finishes up quite well through the final eighth of a mile. Has to navigate through some traffic. You see that on that left lead. But, man, when they were heading to the wire and through the wire, Depository was doing some running. Yeah, obviously couldn't catch up from Ain't the Beer Cold, but runs away from those other horses continuing on. You talked about the breeding. Moser did win on the turf. Now, they were sprints. I think as farthest he won on the turf is 7/8 of a mile. We're going a mile today, but that was an encouraging debut, I should say, for Depository.
All right, so Laurel Glazier had a 2-win day yesterday. She's on the 9 Depository. We both used the 5 and the 4 Romp, a homebred for Stuart Ashjani, and the Hall of Famer Shug McGahee. Forrest Boyce rides this 2-year-old colt by Orbs, so he's well bred. And then you have the Bernardini colt, first-time starter for Arnaud Delacour. They paid almost $200,000 for this guy last year. As a yearling, you get Victor Carrasco on the 4, Gandolfo. So both these two connections and breeding going to take a lot of attention at the window.
Yeah, certainly they should. The outfits, they will get played, both the 4 and the 5. Gandolfo, real quick, half-sister, made close to $300,000 on the turf. I believe was a stakes winner. 4 winners from 6 foals. Romp, McGahee going long on the turf with the 2-year-olds. First time out. He's 2 for 12 the last few years, Stan. 5 for 12 in the money with a positive R of $3. The full sister was 0 for 5. Topped at about a 65. That was on the dirt. But has a half-sibling in a hurry. I think that horse might have run around here in a hurry. Was 2 for 3 going long on the turf. So the breeding, suggests Romp should be okay. And Chug a little bit better than what I thought. Percentage-wise, ROI is there for the 2-year-olds going long on the turf first time out.
All right, and then you have a Jerry O'Dwyer, Grand Motion, first-time starter. Real nice race here. Race 4 to kick off the middle pick 4 and the Rainbow pick 6. Let's get a quick commercial break. Late pick 5 paid $3,200 yesterday. I have a ticket for the late pick 5 starting race 5. We'll check it out right after this.
Top by 3, by 4, and moving away.
Okay, welcome back. Late pick 5 starts in race 5. No carryover. Paid $3,200 yesterday. Low 12% takeout. Let's check out my ticket. $48 ticket. I do have a single on this late pick 5. Now, I'm 4 deep here in race 5. The 2 makes most sense with Forrest. I think is going to get a nice ground-saving trip at a decent 5-1 price. I do have the 12. No, I have the 14 on top in this race. That's Starmaster for Trombetta. Make the rider Julio Correa. But you get Caramanos on the 15, Absalon for Dilo DeVico. That horse is live. And the 12, Crazy Cater with Kevin Gomez, a winner 2 of his last 3, going long on the turf. So the 12, Crazy Cater, could be live at a decent price in race 5 to kick it off. My single, the heavy favorite in race 6, Jevion Toledo on the 2, Ragtime Susie. I don't try to beat that horse. I single on the 2 in race 6. Let's check out race 5 here. Big field going a mile on the Dahlia Turf Course rail at 52 feet, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-olds. I go the 14 on the far outside, Darmaster, Julio Correa on the 14 for trainer Mike Trombetta, 6-year-old son of Bodie Meister. Second off the long layoff today. The comeback race early July here at Laurel against tougher company. Just ran okay that day in a 9-horse field, 70 buyer speed figure. The race before the long layoff, it was a year-plus layoff. That was a nice allowance win at Monmouth, but that was a long time ago. But should improve today, second off the layoff and dropping to this level. That should work for the 14 Darmaster.
A little bit more of a relaxed pace in here, the dropping class. You go back, the only other turf try beat King of Spades. King of Spades like a 9-time winner. I mean, he's a killer. But obviously, Darmaster's not the same Darmaster, but against this group, I think he should hang around quite a while. I think he's going to get some pressure. Absalom, I think from that post, will get forward position. Will have to. I don't think he wants to get hung wide and make a move into it. And they battle. What about the 2 here for our boy Patrick Noosh? You know, it's still over for 2020. This guy's done, you know, going back in time. He's done some incredible work. His horses always look good. They come up from Virginia.
Yep.
This horse looks to be on the improve. Third off of a lap. Closed into some slower fractions that night at Colonial. I think makes most sense. Gets a dream trip here with Forest Boys. Probably draft up into position. You know she's going to be saving ground. The key is just don't get stopped. I know she was on horse the other day. Might have been yesterday. Kind of got shuffled a little bit. No fault. I mean, she rides these turf races the way you're supposed to ride them. Save ground as far as you can, then work for that seam. So it makes most sense. I think brings a steady progression and holds a little value in here in the 5th.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, 2 productive races so far as a 4-year-old. He had a nice long winter break, so I think makes most sense. Going to wrap up a nice 4-year-old campaign for Patrick Noosh. So
Okay.
I like the 2. That'd be a nice price on both the early pick 5 and late pick 5s. All right, it's a big field here. The 15 with Caramanos. How about the 12? Crazy Cater. Forget about the race at Delaware. Didn't like it at Delaware, but a nice win to break the Maiden, going long on the turf early July here at Laurel, and a nice win down there at Colonial last out. Gets Kevin Gomez. The 12. Crazy Cater could be live here at a price.
Yeah, wide at Delaware. Made a early move into it. I don't know what happened. You talked about that. But it's kind of brought some grinding type of runs at Laurel. So, yeah, form here works. He's still facing a little bit better this afternoon.
All right, let's turn the page. Late pick 4 starts in race 6. We're going 6.5 furlongs on the main track. Rated muddy right now. Claiming 5,000. Filly mares 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. We're both on the monster favorite here. Your leading rider, Javion Toledo, he's tied with Caramanos. Rides this 5-year-old mare by Union Rags for Rudy Sanchez Solomon. Rudy started off the summer meet pretty hot. He was winning a race. It's been a little cold the second half of the summer meet, but Ragtime Susie takes a big drop today to this nickel 2 life. That was a good race on an off track early August. Ran okay on a muddy track last out. That was for 16,000 2 life. A double drop here to the nickel today for Ragtime Susie.
Yeah, I mean, this is scary. Like I said, I kept looking and looking and looking. Maybe just for spite. I don't know. I didn't use him, but she's going to show speed. Ragtime Susie off a little slow last time. I think she can kind of sit just off of it, but you talked about it. Sanchez Solomon started out okay. How about the last 30 days? 1 for 13? That's quite chilly. And the last 3 years on this kind of drop, 1 for 11 on these 50% class drops. So there's some ways that, you're looking at it, angle, say maybe this horse is definitely beatable. I just kept trying to come up with somebody. I couldn't get over the top with one. Maybe you've got the right one in just for spite. Marjorie Muggs I threw in there just is a horse that's just going to kind of sit, make one progression into it, maybe pick up the pieces for the exacta. But Ragtime Susie, it's now or never for her off the claim.
Sure, yeah. Scratch to 3. It's a soft nickel 2 life here.
Okay.
So we're both on the heavy favored in race 6. Back to the turf here. Race 7, nice allowance race to kick off the late pick 3. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the all-along turf course here. Race 7, no rail for the all-along. Nice first level allowance condition for the Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired horses, 3-year-olds and upward. The 4, Padrino's Heart, I have on top. Victor Rosales rides for trainer Gary Capuano. Gary Cap having a nice meet, 7 wins, 24%. Padrino's Heart's a nice 4-year-old by Al Padrino. Last time this gelding was on the turf back in July, he galloped that day with an 85 Beyer speed figure. That was a 25,000 starter allowance, never won 3 lifetime. My goodness, he was 20-1 in that race and ran a lifetime best race. And it's run okay in his 2 races since then on the main track. But back to the turf today. Nice spot for the 4, Padrino's Heart.
Yeah, he could be favorite. He could be favored off of that glaring 85 that he ran 2 races back. You said he was 20-1. He looked like a 3-5 going by, in mid-stretch. I tell you, he just rolled past. Beautiful ride by Rosales that day. Sat inside, tipped out, and just rolled by. Padrino's Heart certainly a user in here. There's some speed, Dan. There is some serious speed in here. We'll see how they acclimate to this softer turf course. I'm looking for a closer. I'm going to use Padrino's Heart. I'm going to use the 3 Joseph, a horse that I've seen run some good races off some ground that's got a little give to it. Needed its last. Second off this type of layoff is a good move year in and year out for Rodney Jenkins. Patient rider in Tylaya Pistina will sit chilly. We're going to probably be about 8 or 10 out of it, leaving the far turn, but I think this horse can ramp up a run to go by late.
Yeah, it's a nice homebred for the Martins up there at Worthington Farm. He's a lightly raced 8-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
He made almost a couple 100,000. Good form here at Laurel Park on the turf. This is where he trains here at Laurel for Rodney Jenkins. Tylaya Pistina having a real nice summer meet with 8 wins, and that was a nice setup race July 17th. I think Joseph is going to run a big race today, so I use him in my top 3. I have him on my late pick 5 ticket as well. The 12, we both used the 12. Speed on the outside. We have a video here for the 12, Grateful Bread. Let's check out the big maiden special weight win for Gordy Keys and Grateful Bread and trainer Madison Myers. This gave Madison Myers her first career win as a trainer. Grateful Bread, a 4-year-old son of Maryland's leading sire, Great Notion, gets a big 77 Beyer speed figure in this big win, Keith.
Yeah, the second place finisher yesterday did not flatter him here, because I tell you, he came back around Dahl first law, but you can't take anything away from the effort. He was unruly behind the gate, broke a beat slow, then rolled right to the front. He had something left in the tank. This is going to be a real test for him, though, with horses like Christmas in the City in here. Nautical Nature with speed. Karen's Notion's pretty quick. But he's probably got a rating gear. He was very good in that off-the-turf race last time out. I don't think you can dismiss him. He's going to be a shorter person. I got a 5-2 favorite. I think he's going to draw plenty of money here with Charlie Marquez, and off of that race you just saw, he warrants a big try.
All right, so nice allowance race for the Maryland Breds here in race 7. One of the features of the day here, race 8 to kick off the late daily double, second level allowance condition for 3-year-olds and upward, optional claiming $35,000. We're going a mile on the Dahlia rail at 52 feet. I have the 12 on top. We have a video of the 12, Artemis Bridge here for trainer Steve Glaceras. Julian Pimentel will ride. Let's check out the race 2 starts ago, July 18th, right here at Laurel Park at this level. A real big second this day behind a next out winner in Papal Law.
Yeah, Papal Law just dominated that day on the front end. Is going to win clear by about a length and 3/4. But Artemis Bridge making a steady progression, worked his way between horses and finishing with good energy. Mile and an eighth that day, a mile and an eighth at Monmouth, a little flattening that day. Back to my mom might be the best distance to enhance this horse's run. Once again, tough little draw. We'll have to draft in and hopefully save a little ground early, but I think we'll make a run into the pace here. I go Dream Doctor, so a horse that went off of a layoff, right? You're going back last year, June 8th of 19, or ran big, I should say. Ran well enough. This horse had a lot of trouble. I kept chasing this horse last year. I'm going to chase him again. They bring him back into a spot that I think works for him. He's faced some really good horses.
Sure.
I think Dream Doctor's worth a look here at maybe close to double digits.
I gave him a look. He's coming off the layoff. I took a wait-and-see approach here for the 9-year-old, but he was running well against second-level allowance company last summer here at Laurel Park. Weston Hamilton rides for Tim Woolley. I didn't get to the 9. We both like the 3 here. Tempt Me Twice. Jevion Toledo aboard the 3. Let's see. We talked about Artemis Bridge. The 3, Tempt Me Twice, gets Toledo. This horse a big second, sprinting on the turf last out up there at Delaware. Third race back this summer for the 8-year-old Tempt Me Twice.
He's just versatile, Stan. That's what I like about him, and I like his draw. If he drew further out today, I'd be a little bit more concerned, but I think his position where he is today fits perfect with a horse like Market Off that might want to leave just in front of him. I think he'll relax just behind the speeds and bring a finish at the mile distance.
How about the 8-year-old Noble Addiction? I think this horse is set up to run a big race today for Shireen Brachos, a nice homebred for Drift Rock Farm. I've talked to these people before. They've done a real nice job managing Noble Addiction. I like the rider that this 8-year-old gets today. The 5-pound apprentice, Charlie Marquez, rides Noble Addiction. So the 8-year-old's getting some weight off. He always gives you an honest effort. He's run 2 productive races this summer at this level. So now his 3rd race back, and he gets some weight off with a hot bug rider. Noble Addiction, he could. I think he's going to show up at a big price today.
Yeah, he's a horse. I mean, he gives effort. He's always never really respected at the windows, but he's made some valiant tries at this level. What about the 4-horse too, Stan? Perfect on the turf. You're going to get a good price still. I've got line 6-1 on the line. Atreyu for Crystal Pickett.
Sure, yeah, 2 big wins up there at Delaware. Angel Cruz will ride. Then you have Caramanos on the 10. Hard fall for Dil DeVico. Disappointing effort 2 starts ago at this level. Ran 4th that day, but is capable of better. Is a 4-time winner on the turf. So a real nice upper-level allowance feature of the day, going a mile on the Dahlia here in race 8. Let's check out race 9. Race 9 on the main track, 6 furlongs, claiming 10,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime, and could be a big day here for trainer Dale Capuano. I have him on top here with the favorite, the 3. That would be Grand. Charlie Marquez will ride. We're dropping from that decent effort last out at Colonial, beaten favorite at even money. But that was an honest effort against 16,002 life, a good second. Now his 4th race back this year as a 4-year-old. We dropped to the 10,000, the cheapest he's ever been in for. So I put the favorite on top here in the finale.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Bob dictated that day as he should have. He came back to run all right. Lord have mercy. This is the jam job here. Horse looked like he really had a bright future. Things just haven't worked out. The blinkers go on. They wanted Trevor, maybe a little bit of a tell for me. Comes out of some races where they really went quick on the front end. Maybe he can keep this field, in his sights and go by through the stretch. I didn't have anything super strong in the nightcap.
You get Victor Carrasco on the 4, Lord have mercy. So a nice little dirt sprint to wrap things up. Some nice races today, dirt and turf. I'm looking forward to race 4, that nice maiden special weight for the 2-year-olds to kick off the pick 6 and the middle pick 4. Good luck on your middle pick 4 ticket. Some good video spotlights we showed. Good stat. You had that nice pick there. How about Phantom Row? I'm interested to see the buyer that horse ran yesterday. He beat the heavy favorite VIP Code. He's running. We showed you that video of his last win, and he won yesterday just like he did the time before. Corrales done a nice job with Phantom Row.
He has. Corrales has had quite the meet.
Yep. All right, so that's it. We're out of time. Dave Robin coming up next with Scratches and Changes. Good luck.
Good luck.